I am recording. If anybody wants a recording, please let me know, like after the class, and I can send you the link to it. Sometimes I put them up on YouTube, and sometimes I just leave them. But if you want the recording, I can still send it to you. All right, let's start lying down. Any comfortable position for you? Readjust my camera. All right. So good morning, everyone. How shall we start today? Let's notice the touch points of our body on the earth. What parts of you are connected to the earth right now? And then notice the sensation of your breath. Is it quick or slow? Shallow or deep? Where is it catching and where is it flowing? And then perhaps you slow down your breath. Take deep inhales in through your nose and long, slow exhales out. So this is a good opportunity to notice if there is anything there that maybe feels stuck. Meaning like, is there tension maybe that you're feeling in your heart, in your throat? Does it feel like you need to clear your throat maybe? It's something that needs to be said, something that you need to release. Maybe it's just using your breath here to help you sink and settle into the earth. Take a few rounds of, I don't know, noisy breaths. Okay, so we're all going to take a deep inhale. And then when you're ready, let it out with sound. Do this 2 more times. Deep inhale. One more time, deep inhale. With every exhale, maybe you sink and settle your body a little bit more towards the earth. Softening in your face, your jaw, especially around your eyes. Allowing the shoulders to sink and settle down towards the earth. Allowing the hips to sink and settle. Notice if the touch points on your body start to kind of spread as you settle here on the earth. So our first card that was drawn today was Butterfly Transformation. So I invite you here to imagine that you are in a nice comfy cocoon. Notice what you have brought with you to this point of your life, all the struggles and all of the successes. All the people that have come in your life, maybe some have left. What has brought you to this point in your life? Honor everything that has happened before now, not judging anything as right or wrong. It is what it is and has made you who you are today. And then perhaps taking this opportunity to set an intention for your practice, your day, or your life. How would you like to show up? How would you like to be? How would you like to feel? When you emerge from your cocoon, what kind of butterfly would you like to be? All right, let's hold that within ourselves, within our heart. We will reconnect to this intention as we go through our practice today. Maybe trying to feel it within ourselves so that at the end of the practice, maybe we can emerge uh, and be transformed like a butterfly. Let's make some small movements here in fingers and toes. Perhaps you roll around wrists and ankles. Okay, I invite you to hug your knees in towards your chest. Find any movements here that feels right for you. Maybe it's circles in your knees, in your hips. Maybe it's rocking. This idea of transformation kind of reminds me of when we are on the floor in Shavasana. And kind of go through the cycle as we roll over to one side. It's like we are in a fetal position. And then we sit up to rise and we move into something new, a new part of life, a new part of our day, of our practice. I'm just going to babble today. How's that? All right. So, whenever you're ready, rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then gently making your way up to seated. All right. So, from our seated position, let's find some shoulder rolls. On your inhale, shoulders come up towards your ears. And on your exhale, shoulders roll back and down the spine. And just a reminder to listen to your body, only do what's comfortable for you. Take a break whenever you need it, take a drink whenever you need it. Come out of a pose if it doesn't feel good. Right, one more time. All right, and then let's find some circles here in the body. So whatever feels right for you, could be big circles, little circles, and your seated position could be whatever is comfortable for you. One thing I like about this pose is that we can kind of check in and notice what's going on in the hips, in the back, in the shoulders. What needs your attention? How do you need to move today to honor your body? Maybe you move in the opposite direction. And gently making your way back to center, back to seated. Let's bring our hands out by our sides, palms face up, shoulders roll back and down the spine. I want to try and keep the shoulders roll back and down as we move through our practice. Protects the shoulders. On your inhale, reaching the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, just allowing the hands to float down. Just moving with your own breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale to lower. I wonder how many butterfly things I'm going to come up with today. These are your beautiful butterfly wings that you are developing right now in your cocoon. I'm allowed to be cheesy, right? Okay, let's do two more. Beautiful arms come down by your side. We'll find just a gentle twist here. So wherever you are, right hand comes over to the left leg somewhere. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, just a gentle twist here, nothing too deep. On your next inhale, lengthening your spine, and exhale, coming back to center. And making your way over to the other side, left hand to right leg, right hand behind you. Inhale, nice tall spine. Exhale to turn. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to come back to center. Right. So we're going to find a butterfly pose or bound ankle pose. So feet are going to come together, knees are going to come out to the side. Find your sits bones, nice tall spine here. Right. And then we're going to find some seated cat-cow with our butterfly legs. So hands come wherever is comfortable for you. Just try not to grab the toes and pull the feet up towards you. Let's keep our feet active, so slightly curling back the toes. And then you're going to round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and then move in the opposite direction. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. And just moving here at your own pace. So let's do one more in each direction. And once that's complete for you, coming back to center, keeping the feet active, and you're just going to find a little bit of rocking motion here. So just rocking from side to side. Just notice what you feel in your legs, in your hips. Let's keep our feet together, keep the feet active, come back to center, and then remember those circles that we made in our body. We're going to find those circles again. So whatever feels right for you in your body. Maybe you even rock a little bit as you come into your circles. Perhaps you go the other direction. All right, gently come back to center. So if you want, you can keep your feet here in a butterfly pose, or you can come back to any comfortable seated position for you if you've had enough of this. One more thing while we're here. We're going to bring the shoulders back and down the spine, open the arms out towards the sides. So you're going to imagine there's a string pulling your heart up towards the sky, opening the heart. And then exhale around the spine, give yourself a bit of a hug. Maybe it's a small hug, big hug, doesn't matter. And then inhale to open the heart. And exhale to round. Just moving at your own pace with your own breath. Again, maybe this feels like a butterfly movement. Opening the wings. So let's do one more here. All right, and then once that's complete for you, release your hands, bringing your feet to the earth. Leave it there. Feet are about mat distance apart. Hands come behind you to support you, and let's just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Great. One more time in each direction. And then come back to center. We're going to make our way into our tabletop pose. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. All right, so one of our pose cards for today was downward dog. If downward dog does not work for you in your body, please find puppy pose by bringing the arms out in front, hips stay over top of the knees. All right, so first we'll just start in our tabletop, finding our, they're called Hasta so the locks in our hands. So gripping your fingers into the earth, cupping your hands. Imagine that little ladybug underneath your hand. Don't want to squish the cute ladybug. All right. Shoulders roll back and down the spine, curling the toes under, sending the hips back, and then up behind you, downward dog. So as much of a bend in your knees as you need in your downward dog. Also, I invite you, if you want, if you don't feel like coming into downward dog and you don't want to do puppy, maybe a dolphin pose. All right, so in your downward dog, pedaling out your feet. If that feels good for you, send the hips back, back, back. Appreciation was the word. I'm loyal to my companions on my journey and appreciate all I have in my life today. Let's find 2 more rounds of breath here. Okay. And then we're going to make our way towards the front of the mat into a forward fold. However, it feels right for you to get there today. So in your forward fold, feet are hip distance apart. How much of a bend do you need in your knees so there's no discomfort here? In your low back, backs of your thighs. Maybe you dangle your arms, maybe you sway. Maybe you grab a hold of opposite elbows. What do you want to do in this first forward fold? While you're here, release tension in your neck. Allow the upper body to hang heavy. All right, beautiful. So let's come into halfway lift. Hands come to shins or thighs, flat back. Find a couple rounds of breath here. And then exhale, forward fold. Let's bring the arms out towards the sides. Reverse swan dive up with a flat back, extended mountain. Bringing the hands to heart center, lowering or closing your eyes, reconnecting to your intention. Okay, let's lower our hands down by our sides. A few modified sun salutations here just to get the body nice and warm. So mountain pose, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Shoulders roll back and down the spine, crown of the head reaches high. Arms down by the sides. Palms are facing forward. Inhale, arms reach up, extended mountain, soften the shoulders. And exhale, arms come out, flat back, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Let's take a big step back here with the right foot and then lowering the right knee to the earth. Squeeze the inner thighs as you rise. Check that front knee. Make sure it's over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. Send the tailbone down towards the earth, maybe even find a little bit of a heart opener here. Imagine that string pulling the heart up towards the sky. And exhale, hands come down to the earth. We're going to step into a tabletop and into either downward dog or puppy pose. Okay, let's make our way towards the front of the mat into a forward fold. And then on your next inhale, arms come out to the side, reverse swan dive up, extended mountain. Maybe find that slight back bend here, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the inner thighs. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's do the other side. Inhale, extended mountain, maybe a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Left foot steps back. Left knee comes to the earth. Squeeze the inner thighs to rise. Soften the shoulder. Check the front knee. Maybe find that slight tuck of the tailbone to open the heart. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Come into your tabletop, into downward dog or puppy. Coming towards the front of your mat into a forward fold. Reverse swan dive up, extended mountain. Maybe a back bend, sorry. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're gonna add to this. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time on your exhale, sit back into your chair pose. Shoulders roll back and down. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Make sure your knees aren't going past your toes. Lift the heart. All right, and on your next exhale, forward fold. Taking a big step back with the right foot. All right, so up to you. Knee can come down, or maybe it stays up. Squeeze the inner thighs as you rise. If you wish, find that slight tuck of the tailbone. Open the heart. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. So either tabletop or plank pose. Downward dog or puppy. Making your way towards the front of the mat into a forward fold. And on your next inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, extended mountain, maybe that back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back into your chair. Find a couple rounds of breath here. And on your next exhale, forward fold. Left foot takes a big step back behind you. All right, knee can come down or stay up, allowing your arms to rise. Check the front knee. Maybe that back bend, send the tailbone down, open the heart. Beautiful. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Step back into, we'll all come into a tabletop pose. Might be plank first and then tabletop. Back into child's pose. Take a couple of rounds of breath here in your child's pose. Perhaps you reconnect to your intention. All right, let's make the way back into tabletop, downward dog or puppy. Coming towards the top of your mat into a forward fold. On your next inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're gonna start bringing in some of our other poses. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, flat back. Swan diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale into your chair. So we're gonna come into our eagle pose from here. So eagle pose, first we wanna make sure the heart is up. Let's cross the right knee over the left. Maybe this is it. This is all you need for eagle today. Or we're all gonna find a variation of eagle arms today that's a little different, unless you need to cross your arms at your chest. So let's bring both forearms together. Out in front, elbows together, hands together as much as you comfortably can. Elbows may not come all the way, but see what you can do. Hands away from the face. So it's a little bit of a different stretch here for the back, for the shoulders. One more round of breath. Release here, take flight. All right, let's step that right foot back behind us. We'll come into a warrior two. So back foot comes parallel to the back of the mat. Front heel intersects with the middle of the back foot. Checking the front knee, making sure it's over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. Squaring the hips towards the long edge of the mat. Let's find a side angle here, left forearm to the left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. So try not to collapse in here on that left arm. See if you can feel a line of energy going from the tips of your fingers all the way down, tips of right fingers, all the way down to the pinky toe edge of the right foot. All right, inhale, windmill the arms back up. Warrior two. Let's straighten the front leg, slight micro bend in the knee, squaring the hips towards the side of the mat. We're gonna find a reverse triangle first. So back hand comes down, Front palm turns up, reaching that front arm up and over. Feel length along the left side body. I'm going somewhere with this, don't worry. Inhale, arms come back, square the hips. Exhale, reach the left hand forward. Find your way into your variation of a triangle here. Hand comes somewhere on the leg, maybe a block. So we want to imagine that wall behind us. Head, shoulders, hips come up to the wall. Use a block if you need to. One more round of breath here. And then we're going to windmill the arms back up. All right, ready? We're going to come into our half moon. So if you need to grab a block, feel free to grab one to come into the left hand. And we're going to come back into that warrior two pose. Maybe with a block in the left hand or out in the floor if that's where you want to place it. All right, we're going to shift our weight forward, bend into that front knee. Block comes down in front of the foot and then over to the left. As far as you can comfortably get it. And then shift your weight into your front foot. Maybe you step in a bit with the back foot and then lift the back foot. So you're still keeping your hips square towards the long edge of the mat. Find your breath. Maybe connect to your intention. Let's do one more round of breath here. All right, and then we're going to slowly bend into that front knee and step the back foot back. Back into your warrior two pose. Let's windmill the hands down to frame the front foot. Right foot comes forward to meet the left, forward fold. And on your next inhale, reverse swan dive up, extended mountain. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Finding your mountain pose, hands by your sides. See if I can remember this. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back into your chair. Send the hips back, tuck the tailbone, lift the heart. This time, let's cross the left knee over the right. Feel free to use a wall if you need to. Maybe the toes of the left foot come down to the floor to help you. Maybe you just stay in chair legs. And then once again, we'll bring the forearms, hands, elbows together as much as we comfortably can. Soften the shoulders. Hands away from your face. All right, let's take flight here. Release the arms, release the legs, send the left foot back. And we're going to come into warrior two on this side. Left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Front heel intersects with the middle of the back foot. Warrior two. Side angle, right forearm to the right thigh. Left arm reaches up, maybe over. Again, we don't want to collapse in on that right arm, so we're using our core to help us stay upright. Feel that line of energy running from the fingers all the way down to the pinky toe. On your next inhale, bringing the arms back up, warrior two. Straightening the front leg. Back hand comes down, front palm turns up, reverse triangle. We'll find our triangle pose, hands come back out. Let's make sure the hips are squared towards the long edge of the mat. Reaching forward with the right hand. Right hand comes down wherever's comfortable. So notice what's going on in your mind as we transition into these more challenging poses. What is your mind saying to you? And I have a question. Does it matter if you come into the pose? No, not at all. It's not about the shapes we make. All right, let's reverse our arms back up, come back into that warrior two. If you need to grab the block or place the block where you're gonna find it, block comes into the right hand. I hope you have a light block if you're picking up the block. All right, so same thing as before. We shift forward, place the block in front of the right foot and over to the right. We want to try and keep our hips squared towards the long edge of the mat. Maybe you walk that back foot in to help you shift onto the right foot. Open the hips. Left arm reaches up. Find your breath. Half moon, inner teacher. I listen to my inner teacher. My senses are tuned to receive life messages. All right, let's find one more round of breath here. Doing good. Bending into that front knee, let's step the left foot down. Make your way back into your warrior two. Windmilling your hands to frame the front foot. Come up on the back toes. Let's come into a plank, into tabletop. Shift your weight forward. Tuck the elbows, lower all the way to the earth. All right, so I invite you to find your back bend of choice. What feels good for you today? Wherever you come, shoulders roll back and down the spine, tuck the elbows, tops of the feet push down to the earth. All right, so I missed the mantra with the hawk. I was a little busy coming into our eagle pose. The word was messages. The mantra, I remain aware of the hawk's cry, calling me to pay attention to details. Exhale to lower. So if you wish, hands come underneath the forehead, or maybe you turn your head to one direction, bending the knees and windshield wipering the feet from side to side. Okay, let's release the feet. Coming into tabletop. All right, we're gonna come into forward fold a little different today, or this time through. Right foot steps through between the hands. Come up on the back toes, lift the back legs, step the left foot, sorry, back knee, step the left foot forward, forward fold. On your next inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Extended mountain, let's keep the arms here. Finding a tree pose. So squeezing the inner thighs towards each other to activate the legs, like tuck at the tailbone, crown of the head reaches high. Shifting your weight into your left foot, right knee comes up off the earth, or doesn't come up off the earth, right knee comes up, send the right knee out to the side. Find your variation of tree pose, as long as your foot isn't on your knee. Shall we find a swaying tree here? So maybe we'll allow the arms to come over towards the right side, right hand comes to the right thigh. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let's sway to the other side. Left hand comes down. If it feels good for you. Maybe you're at a wall instead. Inhale back to your tree. Exhale, let's bring that right knee forward once again. Activate the right foot. Step on back into a warrior one. Toes point up towards the top right corner of the mat. Check the front knee, open the arms up towards the sky, and then we'll find a twist. Arms come out to the sides, turning towards the left side. Reach the arms nice and long. Inhale, arms come back to center. Exhale, let's bring the hands to the earth. Step the right foot forward to meet the left forward fold. Inhale, arms come out to the side, reverse swan dive up. Soften the shoulders, finding your tree on the other side. So mountain legs first, nice and strong. Squeeze the inner thigh, shift the weight into the right foot. Left foot comes up off the earth. Send the knee out to the left side, find your tree. Tuck the right hip under. And then perhaps you find that swaying tree here, or you stay where you are. Our tree card, magic. In stillness, I find my magic. My feet are roots and my branches reach the heavens. All right, let's bring that left knee forward. Activate the left foot. Send the left foot back behind you, warrior one. Wide stance here, right foot to the right side, left foot to the left. Arms come out to the sides, turning towards the right side. Reach the arms long. Check that front knee. It wants to cave in when we do this for some reason. Inhale back to center. Exhale, let's bring the hands down towards the earth. This time we're all going to step back into a plank pose. Tabletop, child's pose. All right, notice what's going on with your breath. Oh my goodness, 4 more cards, half an hour left. We'll do it. All right, maybe you reconnect to your intention. Notice where you are in your cocoon. Do you still need to hide a little bit longer? Do you still need a little more that needs to be developed? Or are you getting close to that time where you burst through the cocoon into your transformation? All right, so let's come into tabletop and then into seated. So we have a boat pose, also a fox. Our word is observation. All right, so feet are gonna come out in front, hands come behind you, find length in your spine. Take a drink if you need to, I'll wait. I know it's a tough one today. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, feet are out in front. You're gonna find the variation of boat that feels right for you in your body. All right, so maybe it's just one foot coming up, maybe both feet. Squeeze the inner thighs, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe arms come out in front. Nothing fancy today with our boat. Let's just find a boat wherever you need to be. Observation is the word. Mantra. Ooh, in stillness, my observations provide the answers my heart seeks. All right, let's lower the feet, lower the hands. Feet come mat distance apart, windshield wiper the knees from side to side. All right, so we're gonna come into something before we come into our cow face pose. So deer pose. In our deer pose, what we're going to do is we'll start with the right foot coming out in front. We want it to be, the leg to be in the same direction as the edge of the mat. Activate the left foot, bringing the left foot to the earth, left knee towards the right foot. Sorry, we're making like a 90-degree angle here in both legs, if that's comfortable, whatever's comfortable, okay? Maybe you're just sitting here with one leg out front. Maybe that's enough for you today, totally fine. All right, find your sits bones, activate your feet as you find your sits bones. That left hip may be up off the earth, it's okay. Inhale to lengthen the spine, bringing the hands out in front. Exhale, hinging from the hips, folding forward. Taking deep inhales, long, slow exhale. Keeping your feet active, slowly walking your hands back. We're going to find a twist. Left hand comes to the right knee, right hand comes behind you. Keep the feet active. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to turn to the right. Inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, coming back to center. All right, activating the feet. Maybe you shift over towards the right side to pick up that left foot. Bring the legs out in front. We're going to come into forward fold before we come over to the other side. So in our forward fold, I want to start off by finding the sits bones. Some people like to sit on the edge of a blanket to help kind of shift the weight forward slightly. We don't want to lock out the knees. So if you feel discomfort in the backs of your legs as you come into this, maybe you find a rolled blanket or some blocks to place underneath your knees. All right, so finding your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall, activating both feet. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale, hinging from the hips and the heart forward. Maybe you walk the hands forward. We'll keep our feet active here in this pose. If it feels like too much of a strain along the backs of the legs, another thing you can try is to push the heels a little bit into the earth. It lifts the knees. Seated forward fold, introspection. Is our polar bear. I enter the cave of my heart and in silence find my true path. Let's find one more round of breath here. Feet are active, slowly making your way back up to seated. All right, we're gonna come over to our shape on the other side, deer shape. All right, so from here, we'll bring the left leg so that it's going the same direction as the edge of the mat. It doesn't have to be exact, it doesn't matter. All right, we're going to activate our feet, maybe even send your weight over towards the left side to tuck that right leg under. Keep the feet active as you find your sits bones, find center. Hands come out in front. Inhale to lengthen the spine, feet are active. Exhale, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Softening here. And of course, listen to your body, only go as far as you feel comfortable. Maybe you don't hinge at all, that's okay. What feels good for you today? Finding one more round of breath. Feet are active, walking the hands back, coming up. We'll find our twist. Right hand to left leg, left hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to turn. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, coming back to center. All right, feet are active. Maybe you lean over to the left to untuck the right leg. Bring the legs out and in front. Let's give them a shake. We'll find our forward fold one more time. Use any props that you need to. Finding your sits bones, activating your feet. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Come forward with a flat back as much as you can. So it doesn't matter how far you go, you want to just be able to feel that sensation along the backs of your legs. Maybe even imagine that instead of sending your head down towards your legs, you're actually trying to reach the heart towards the toes. So we're reaching forward as we're hinging. Find one more round of breath here. And then slowly making your way back up. Okay, let's release the legs. Feet come at distance apart, windshield wiper the knees from side to side. All right, cow face. Options for cow face. Here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna cross we'll bring the right foot in. Okay, so you're gonna bring the foot in close towards that left thigh. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is where you need to be. Maybe the left foot comes out in front. Okay, this can be your cow face. Hands come behind you to lengthen your spine. If it's in your body, walk that foot, the right foot, a little bit closer to the hip so that you're sending that front knee forward, the right knee forward. Crossing the left foot over the right thigh if it feels comfortable. Maybe this is it. Or maybe with feet active, you slowly help that left foot, the top leg, come closer towards the right hip. Sitting up nice and tall. All right, so lots of options here for legs. It's still cow face, it doesn't matter. All right, cow face arms, options here. I don't know, we'll start with the right arm up towards the sky. Bending the elbows and the hand behind. The left hand comes up top onto the elbow. Send your head back, sitting up nice and tall. So perhaps you stay here, or if it's in your body and you're able to find a bind, know that I can't, Left hand comes behind you and try and clasp the fingers together. Maybe instead you grab a hold of the shirt, your shirt, and pull. You want to send that right elbow up towards the sky. Send the head back. Stay up nice and tall. Left hand can stay on the elbow if you want. Perhaps you stay here, or maybe you activate both feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge forward. Nourish. I am nourished by self-love and self-care. I am able to give to others because of this. Feet are active, slowly bringing the upper body back up. Release the arms. Okay. Keep the feet active as you move. Maybe you lean back a little bit to untuck the legs. Give them a shake if you need to. All right, other side. So if cow face is in your body, feel free to come into it. If it's something that is not much fun for you, maybe you follow along with me. This time we're gonna bring that left thigh, left leg to the floor. Activating the left foot, tuck that foot in close to the hip if you can. Maybe that right foot comes out in front. This could be it. Doesn't matter. This is still cow face. Okay. Maybe with the right foot active, you cross that foot over the thigh. Maybe you walk that foot back so that knees are stacked. If you're going to make adjustments, just be sure to activate the feet. Lots of things here with the knees today. So that's why our feet are so active. All right, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Send the left hand back behind you. Right hand comes up to the elbow. Send the head back. And lengthen the spine. If that bind, clasping your hands behind your back is available to you, please feel free to find it. Doesn't work for me. If you want to, we're going to find a forward fold, activating the feet, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. I am nourished by self-love and self-care. So your self-love and self-care is only going as far as it feels good for you in your body, finding the variation that works in your body, being okay with where you are, whatever shape you're in. It's not about the pose, not at all about the pose. Can you be kind and compassionate with yourself and accept yourself where you are today? Slowly making your way back up. Release the hands, activate the feet. Maybe you lean back to untangle the legs, give them a shake. All right. We are going to find our butterfly pose, but we're going to find a restorative variation of butterfly. So if you have blocks or pillows or some folded blankets nearby, please grab them. So we're going to need one for each leg. All right. So our restorative variation of our butterfly. We're going to come down onto our backs. Make sure you have your props close to you so you can reach them. Let's see, actually, before we come into this, let's give our knees a bit of a hug, rock from side to side. Okay, feet come down towards the earth, knees are bent. All right, so we bring the soles of the feet together, knees come apart, and then you use your props to support your legs. So maybe the props go underneath the knees, or if you need to, you can place the prop where the hip and the thigh meet. Legs come out to the side. If it still feels like too much, feel free to gently walk the feet down the mat a little bit, so you have more of a diamond shape in your legs. All right, and arms come wherever it feels good. Maybe to the side, cactus arms, T shape. Ooh, arms could reach up overhead. Anywhere you come, if it's comfortable, allowing the palms to face up towards the sky. It helps to soften our shoulders down, open the heart. Find your breath. Taking deep inhales, long, slow exhale. Butterfly transformation. I welcome the cycles of life and embrace my transformation. So we go through many cycles in our life, in our lives. Some small, some big. A cycle could just be one yoga practice. So connecting to your intention from the beginning of our practice. How do you want to show up in your practice, in your day, in your life? What small step can you make today to move you towards that transformation? You may not be ready to be this new butterfly just yet. That's okay. You take your time. So, what things can you do to nourish yourself, to be kind and compassionate with yourself, to move towards coming out of your cocoon and becoming a butterfly? A quote by Annis. Annis? Yeah, sure. Annis Nin. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to bloom. Butterflies are symbolic of being born twice, like a flower held tightly in its bud or a chicken pecking its way to a new life. The butterfly understands that for life to emerge, it must go through the difficulty of breaking through what holds it so tight. So it's up to you. You can stay here in this reclined butterfly if you wish, or if you want to, coming into Shavasana or any other variation that is comfortable for you on the earth. What can you do to sink and settle here? All right, so while you're here, I'd like to read you something. Transformation in Shavasana or Rebirth. First, a quote. What is life? It is the flash of a firefly in the night. It is the breath of a buffalo in wintertime. It is the little shadow which runs across the grass and loses itself in the sunset. So our real work within Shavasana lies in accessing what is already buried deep within. There's nothing we're trying to feel. We just are the way we are. In Shavasana, the action of letting go is stronger than the desire to hold on. We let go of the practice or of the day that has come before and are reborn. As you lay here, imagine as if you are pressing the blueprint of your entire body into the earth. Take a long, slow breath in and exhale physically, mentally, and emotionally. As gravity takes hold, feel your organs get heavy and sink earthbound as your upper body becomes lighter and more buoyant. Let the muscles around your eyes soften and the skin on your forehead melts as your body slowly spreads like water. As you let go another 5%, release the trying, the doing, the fighting, and come into being. No need to try so hard here. Let the soft hum of your breath come and go of its own accord, your breath breathing you. Allow yourself to be held here by the earth as if you were being held in the arms of a mother. With its sweet support, you are more able to drop into your inner landscape. Maybe you're able to feel a soothing wash through you, filling every space of your being. And know that this feeling, this peace, is always there for you, waiting patiently for you to uncover it whenever you need. Let's find some small movements here in fingers and toes. Rolling around wrists and ankles. In your own time, rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then gently making your way up to seated. And once you get there, lowering or closing your eyes. Take this opportunity to find gratitude. Gratitude for your day, for your life, for showing up today to practice. Honor yourself where you are in your journey. And I honor all of you for showing up today to practice with me. And I honor our practice of yoga, of the connection of the body, mind, and heart, of freedom. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day.